Hi, I'm Jake Gollwitzer. I met John Tennison through high school. We worked on the documentary about Texarkana. We've done a few other projects together. And recently I posted some new projects I'm making for Halloween, some props and stuff, and John seen them on Facebook and contacted me. He didn't know this was another thing I play around with, and he was kind of interested in learning about it. I found out John's into horror movies and stuff like George Romero's Dawn of the Dead from back in the 70s when he was like 10 to 12 years old. He liked the work of the special effects artist Tom Savini, and I guess he really got into it and started experimenting with it, so he kind of appreciates what I do here, just playing around. So today I'm just going to show you a real simple way to corpse one of these skeletons, basically make it look like it's still got dried meat and tendons hanging on it. And all we use is cheap painter's plastic and a heat gun, basically. And later on we'll use some stain and some matte finish to take the gloss off. Basically, you just cut a large piece of plastic, come up and like wrap it around the skull. I always start with the skull first. And all you're going to do is wrap it around. Get it nice and kind of tight. And all you're going to do is get your heat gun, turn your heat gun on, and start shrink wrapping it. And it'll start conforming and tightening up to the skull as you do it. And you want to do it to where the plastic's not real soft anymore. It should get kind of hard. And just keep holding it on. If you hold it like over the nose for a minute, it'll make natural holes. Do it over the eyes. There we go. Let's tighten this up. It's just a real simple process. It just takes a little while, but anybody can do it. Just grab another piece real quick. But you can just keep layering it on. The more you make, the better it'll look. And if it's wrinkled up, it looks even better. But you really can't screw these up. As it dries, it makes wrinkles on here as it shrinks. And that'll end up being the old torn up skin. I usually try to hold it on the temple and around the mouth, eyes, and nose and stuff long enough for it to burn a hole in them. Doesn't take very long. Kind of touch it on here. I'm going to keep doing a bunch of different layers on that. But then you just get pieces and wrap it around the bones and start doing the same process over and over. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it'll just start conforming to the bones. And if it burns a hole in it like that, that's perfect. See how that's looking? You can put as much or as little as you want to on. Try to get all your air bubbles out of it. Keep burning it or heating it up until the air bubbles get out. You don't want any air in it. And if parts are sticking up, just touch them with the edge of the heat gun and it'll press them back down and melt them together. Just keep repeating this process over and over. We're just going to keep on melting. The more you melt, the better it'll look. This is all there basically is to it. A lot of times I'll make like a little nick or a little cut or something in the plastic over the bone, and then when you heat it up, it opens it up a little bit easier to expose the bone, where it looks like it's coming through the old skin. we're just going to start adding a little color to it. I'm just using Minwax stain. It's a red mahogany right now, but you can use any color stain you want. And this is what's going to start making it look like it's getting old or that it's starting to rot off. Just rub it on liberally. This is a dark one. Make sure you get everything that's white. Make sure you cover it all. It's going to stick down some of the low spots and wipe off in some of the high spots, but you want the bones to be exposed a little bit so it looks realistic. And just get any rag or whatever, just kind of start wiping it off a little bit. This one's really not working. Basically, just wipe off what you want to wipe off, but try to make the bones a little bit lighter so they come through. Basically, that's all you're going to do. You can leave it sit on there longer, darker, whatever you want to do. Let it get darker. I usually try to wipe it off kind of quick so it doesn't cover it all. Basically, you're just going to keep doing that to the whole thing, and then I usually use it's a matte spray made by Krylon. You can get it at Walmart for like $7 or less. And spray it on in a few different layers, and it takes all the shiny away. It makes it look like it's starting to dry out and stuff, and it makes it look a lot more realistic. That's basically it. You can wipe off as much as you want to off these bones to make them look like they're coming through. This is the matte spray I usually get. It's Krylon Matte. It's sold in the spray paint aisle. You can find it at Walmart easy for about $7. Most art classes use it for different projects, but it'll take the shine out and make it look like it's old dried skin and not look like plastic, and it really helps a lot. I usually do 2 or 3 coats on it. On the Facebook post, I had a lot of friends and stuff, even my doctor commented on it, and they all thought it looked really real. A lot of them thought it was gross, and a lot of them thought it was a real skeleton with some meat hanging off it, and they were wondering what the heck I was doing. Of course, I had to explain to them it's just plastic.